Hello, good morning and welcome to this fourth day of competition of the Grand Prix in Santa Cilia. All you see, we are waiting until 1 o'clock because all the gliders are gonna take off at that time. We are waiting because, as you can see, today is a less windy day. We have very good conditions for fly, full BFR, and it's gonna be more complicated than yesterday because we don't have all that wind that helped the pilots to fly on the mountains. So the pilots today are gonna need to find thermals for climbing. So it's gonna be a more challenging day than yesterday because, as I said before, because of the thermals, they're gonna try to hunt all those thermals and climb to a maximum altitude. They're gonna have a different racing circuit because of these conditions. As we can see, there is no clouds also, so we hope later we can find some cumulus in the area. So for looking for better conditions for these absolutely good pilots.
Hoy estamos en el cuarto día de competición y como veis hoy tenemos un día espectacular, no hace nada de frío y vamos a ver qué opinan los pilotos del día de hoy. How do you feel about the task of today?
I think it'll be great, better than yesterday because less humidity and we'll have, I think, good sailings and better thermals, so I think it will be great.
En serio, está bien. Además vamos a visitar sitios muy distintos, entonces va a haber cambios de ritmo y todo. Me gusta.
Pues la tarea de hoy es curiosa porque nos mandan al aeropuerto de Huesca, por la zona sur. Algunos de los modelos no lo ponen muy bien, igual hacemos allí un abordaje al aeropuerto. Pero bueno, si sale bien, pues sería genial, no hemos ido nunca allí. Bueno, antiguamente, hace muchos años, cuando aquello era el campo de vuelo de motor, y estaría bien verlo, cómo está aquello.
Bueno, cuéntanos cómo fue el día de ayer, que salisteis con las expectativas un poco bajas y al final fueron mejor, ¿no?
Pues sí, ayer al final hubo onda, pero solo al final del día, y se pudo hacer toda la tarea térmica. Yo creo que, bueno, la previsión fue un poco, o sea, lo que volamos fue un poco mejor que la previsión, y aunque a primera hora del día parecía difícil que se pudiera hacer, pues bueno, poquito a poco pudimos ir haciendo la tarea y bueno, prácticamente todos los que salimos a hacer la tarea la cerramos. Hoy parece que habrá menos nubes, menos cúmulos, y la tarea va a estar un poco por el sur, por la zona baja, por la Sierra de Guara, que no la hemos volado todavía, es un poco una incógnita. También tenemos unas nubes altas que vienen desde el oeste, que depende de si entran rápido o entran lento, pues nos pueden afectar más o menos a la competición. Pero bueno, en principio parece un día bonito, por lo menos no tenemos frío hoy como teníamos ayer aquí en el aeródromo.
I feel good, I think. I'm quite happy with how it's going so far. I just hope it'll stay like this, but I'm not expecting to win every day. I don't think that's going to happen. So.
Bueno, pues la tarea de hoy, nos vamos al sur, a diferencia de estos días, nos vamos incluso hasta Huesca. Y bueno, pues hay una incógnita muy grande de cómo estará Huesca, porque puede estar el techo muy bajo y azul y nos puede dificultar mucho el punto. Vamos, hasta hemos hablado de la posible toma en el aeropuerto internacional. Así que bueno, ese yo creo que es la gran incógnita. El resto de la tarea yo creo que debería ser un poquito menos difícil que estos días y bueno, pues nada, a disfrutarlo otra vez.
India Romeo, Radio Check, 5 sobre. 5, Kevin. Revocando.
3, 2, 1, go!
And okay, he's done. Congratulations, Mac. We have here Kevin Ford, who has been we think the second or third, depending of the finish line. So Kevin, how was the day?
It was great. Quite tricky at the start because the start altitude was low, lower than the ceiling that I made 3,000 more on the east. So it was a little bit tricky, and we were on all the gaggle. It was all the concurrents going to the east.
Yes.
And then we catch a big thermal, start to make the difference. And it was great until the last mountains on the north of Huesca, and then it was completely poor to Huesca and to the going when we're going back to the north.
Mm-hmm.
And after it was great until the end.
Okay, so
and with a great finish with Stan.
Yes, we saw it fantastic. So one question, we just saw there was a group of 4 or 5 leading with you, John Gatfield, Stanislav, and Max and John. Yeah. And we saw there was a thermal in the middle of south of Jacetania, and everybody left except Max. So you didn't catch the thermal. What was the problem? You thought there was something more in front?
No, absolutely not. We passed together. So with Max, and Stanislas, and only Max get the bubble because I think it was a bubble. With the 3 other, we didn't feel anything. So we continued to the point.
Okay.
And then Max had 3.5. He told me. So congrats to him. Yeah.
Okay. So
he has sniffed the thing.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We are with Maximilian Saiz, winner of the 3rd day. So Max, 3 in a row, 3rd time. How was the day?
It was quite tricky. We expected the turn point at Huesca to be a bit tricky, and it was because we had to. There were some very good conditions on the ridges north of Huesca, and we had to do a very long glide into the turning point and then back on the ridges. And coming back on the ridges, I think all of us arrived a little bit low, and it was not as easy as we'd hoped for. So I think we all lost a bit of time there, and then it was quite a big. I think there were 5 or 6 of us still together at the end, and I got very lucky on the last climb. And
Yes, please talk about us. You were a group of 5 leading. Kevin with Stanislav and John and I don't know.
I think that's it. Huh?
Yeah, and then you got a thermal, and they didn't. What happened?
I really don't know what happened because I was just a little bit in front of them, and really just a very little bit and a little bit higher. And I just did one turn in there. I got a very good, immediately 3-meter average climb. And they arrived a few seconds later just below and didn't get the climb at all apparently. And I was very surprised because that climb was pretty much in the middle of nowhere,
yes.
And not somewhere where we'd expect a good climb, and there was no cloud above, and it was very, very strange. But
the luck of the winners.
So, yeah.
Okay, so congratulations, Max.
Thank you.
We are here with Stanislav Biela. Stanislav, one of the leading pilots. He's between the 3 or 4 first pilots of the day. So Stanislav, tell us about the flight of today. How was it?
I flew better and better every day, and I am a little angry because I touched the last point too late, and Kevin better doing, and but I am happy. I think 3rd place, and we late the second. We late tomorrow flight.
Tengo la bragueta subida. ¡No!
Tenemos con nosotros a Miguel Monedero, piloto español con una SV20. Bravo, Mike. Miguel, ¿qué tal el día? ¿Cómo ha ido?
Pues bien, la verdad es que ha ido bien. Ha sido muy bonito. He podido salir con el grupo de cabeza y los he ido manteniendo. Bueno, me han ido pasando algunos, pero bueno, me he ido ahí enganchado a la gente de cabeza. El primer punto he ido con ellos. En el planeo a Huesca ya me han ido dejando un poquito. Y luego la vuelta a la Sierra de Guara desde el aeropuerto de Huesca ha sido un poco delicada. Nos hemos quedado ahí a la altura de... Estaba con Charlie Tango, que está por aquí, con Klaus. Nos ha costado entrar y hemos ido bajitos por la Sierra de Guara, pero bueno, ya pasada la carretera del Monrepós ya hemos subido. Me he encontrado también con Ayala, hemos hecho arreglos muy bien de altura y hemos vuelto cautos, tratando de mantener la altura y nada, y luego la vuelta ha sido muy buena, con altura de sobra y a correr.
Welcome to the fourth day of competition of the Sailplane Grand Prix in Spain 2024, Series 12, here in Santa Cilia de Jaca. So the pilot just started the task for today, and we are very happy that finally all the pilots managed to climb to so they were able to catch a start all together. And we are going, first of all, to see the results of yesterday. So, Conrado, please put perfect, thank you. So, these are the results of yesterday. So, in first place, again, 3 in a row, Maximilian Saiz, with a speed of 106 kilometers per hour with his ES3 15 meters jet. In second position, Kevin Ford with his Ventus 2A, just 3 minutes after him. And in third position, Stanislav Biela from Poland with his Ventus 3 TS, just 6 seconds after Kevin Ford. Nice when they arrived to the finish line. So let's go to see the whole scoring of the competition. So at the lead is Maximilian Saiz with 30 points, followed by Kevin Ford, second position with 23 points. And in third position, John Gatfield with his AS33. So these are the results for the whole competition. And this is the task for today. It's a 268 kilometers task. Going from east to west, and in a few moments we will take a view to more detailed about the task. But now, back to the race. We see the Aeródromo thermalink. Let's take a look how strong this thermal is. Yes, it's about 2 meters per second. We must say that today is a blue day. Almost blue day, some scattered and lonely clouds. So the start line was at Borao. So they have a first leg of 62 kilometers to Escalona going eastwards, and their maximum altitude at the start gate was 2,200. So they are lower than the north main Pyrenees mountains. So of course they had to go to a first thermal. They are all climbing there, as you can see. And from then they will go east. So it seems like the only pilot who went alone without taking that thermal brass was Bravo Whiskey, which is Sergio Lesey with his AH29. Let's take a look at the whole, at how is it going. So here it is, a whole group, and alone in front of them is Bravo Whiskey with Sergio Lesey. Okay, and from here they are managing to climb about 2,500 meters. They are already leaving over the ridge of Bacún Norte, Cerruza and Peña Petruso and Peña Telera. They are going to the east over the ridge. So there was the question that we will talk about it in a few moments, about which route would they take. So it was possible for them to go this way, and the other option, and they can do it, still can do it, is going northwards to the main ridge of Pyrenees, to Tendeñera and Collarada, where there will be some breeze, some south and southwest wind, about 10 kilometers per hour, which is not much wind. So usually the main Pyrenees Sierra works with more wind, but anyway, there's a possibility that some pilot could go there. So now we are going to see how's the task. Here you have the position and how is it. So, and that's the provision for today of there will be some convergence over the main ridges, over the main Sierra. Sorry, this was the ridge lift, yes, and this is the convergence that could be not very strong, but it's possible over the higher peaks. And these are the options we were talking about. So look at the start in Borao. So the option was go straight over the third and second step to pass the Biescas and Broto valleys, and the other was making a detour to the main ridge of Tendeñera and jump the Biescas Valley to Collarada and then southward. So there's a detour if you take that route, but it could be worth if there is some ridge there. So we are back, and let's see how they are going. So Serge seems that he doesn't manage to leave the main group. And I think, yes, maybe they are going to the main ridge. Look at that. So they are going to the north. Okay, the important leg, if you see the legs, they are drawn by a black line. So the line they are over is not the one they are doing, but the one of the second leg. So look how they are detouring to the north, and they are going to use the main ridge. And at the lead, John Gatfield, 85 Max, and Sierra Stanislav. And now let's take a look if this ridge is really working or not. So let's take a look at their variometer. So how many meters per second they are climbing or sinking. We don't think it's going to even to able to maintain their altitude, but of course the higher ridge will trigger the better and stronger thermal. So look at that, they are climbing a little bit going straight, so climbing 2-3 meters a second without stopping. That's the most interesting thing. And let's look like they already divided the main group in two. And yes, the 4 or 5 pilots went to the north to the main ridge, while Bravo Whiskey, Bravo Mike, Miguel Monedero, Echo X-Ray Pablo, and Papa Echo Wojciech, they stayed at the third step. Okay, now let's take a look at the whole situation. There's a group of 4 that they didn't make that big detour. They are still at the third step in Peña Petruso, but they still can manage to go upwards until they haven't done at this moment. So I think they are going to use the third step to jump Biescas Valley. And in the meantime, at the north, the main group with most of the pilots, with Tango Foch, who is Mateusz Krusinski, Yankee Oscar, John Gatfield, Sierra, Stanislav Biela, India Romeo, Kevin Ford, 85, which is John Gatfield, 7 Alpha with Carlos González, Gold Victor, José Antonio Blanco, and Juliet 7 Ayala. Okay. So there they are. Look at the group we were talking about the southern group. Now they are jumping the Viescas Valley. Okay, some pilots just stopped here to climb, but it doesn't seem it's good. They just managed to climb some meters. Now they are going to pass the main ridge, the main valley, and from there they are jumping to Peñarroya and Pico Tendeñera. This sierra, you can see, goes from 2,500 to 2,800, and I think they are not using it, but going to the south again to the third step. So maybe they tried the ridge, but maybe some of them saw it wasn't working enough to maintain them. And Gold Victor and Sierra Alpha, they are going to the third step, back to the third step. Okay, this should be a view from Stanislav Biela. And also with him is Kevin Ford and Yankee Oscar. Let's take a look at their speeds. They are not going very fast. They are going to try to use the ridge. And let's take a look of how the ridge works, if it's working or not. They are not really high, about 2,200 meters, something like that. And they're divided. Okay, Bravo Whiskey and Sierra Alpha went to the south. While the main group, I think there are all the pilots that are leading the whole scoring, except well, we don't know. I don't see Max at this moment. Maybe Max will jump in some seconds, but there they are. And okay, this is Peñarroya, 2,500 meters. Not climbing, as you can see. The prevision, the forecast was about 10 kilometers per hour. Maybe to the ridge to work, they should stay about 300 meters higher than that. Otherwise, it's possible that it doesn't work. It depends. It will work in some places, but not everywhere, as you can see it. Because as you can see, it's at the shadow of the third step. So it's possible that the ridge is not working perfectly. Okay, let's take a look at the whole situation. Let's take a look of how is it going. So at the lead, and about 32 kilometers from the first point, which is Escalona. They are, yes, 30 kilometers from there. And at the leading group is Sierra Stanislav with India Romeo Kevin Fair and John Gatfield. So there's a small change because the first point they are going is not Castillo Mayor but Escalona, but it's only 3 kilometers from there. We will explain you why the task was changed. And as you can see at the lead, so now Max is joining the lead group, the leading group. Also with them is Bravo Whiskey, which is Sergio Lesey with about 200 meters less. And after them, chasing are the Spanish group with all Spanish pilots: Eco X-Ray, Pablo Bispe, Gold Victor, José Antonio Blanco, 7 Alpha, Carlos González, and Bravo Mike, who is Miguel Monedero. To the north, following the main ridge, is Papa Eco, who is Wojciech, and back of them is Tango Fox, is Mateusz Kruczynski, and 7-0 Aldo González and Ayala. Here they are turning southwards to Monte Mondiciero. And the pilots at the end of the race, they are a little bit higher. They're about between 2,500 and 2,700. So we will see with this energy are able to catch the main group. It's important to say that today is almost blue, almost no clouds, some wisps. Then we will show you one photo taken from the airfield where it was a lonely cloud en route to Monte Perdido and Tordesa. So they are stopping here to climb. They are looking for thermals, but look how they are not climbing too much, so it should not be working very well. But the thing is, I think they will try to climb there, because the thermal should be stronger and the ceiling will be high, especially with in blue, so they can climb to the top of the thermal, not just to the cloud ceiling. And now let's take a look of this, how at this moment would be the scoring of today. So that could be the situation, because Eco Israel and Gold Victor, I think they have much more altitude. And after then it will be Yankee Oscar, Tango Fox and Sierra. Okay, so this is the interesting thing of the way they are going. the leading group just took a thermal that didn't seem very good. I think they managed to climb only about 100 meters. And well, for example, 7 Alpha, who is Carlos Gonzalez, was climbing much better. And I think they just jumped to another ridge, going from north to south. I think they saw Gold Victor, who is Jose Antonio Blanco. He was climbing better, so I think they saw Jose Antonio and are going to try their a better thermal. Yes, it seems so. So look how Kevin is and John are climbing between 1 and 2 meters per second. Look at the altitude. The maximum is 2,800. So at this time, this should be the ceilings of the cloud base, the cloud ceiling. So look at how is 3,100 meters, but look like there's not much color at this map because there are not many clouds expected. Clouds there will be more clouds at the French northern part, and there should be maximum 3,000, 3,100. Okay, because the clouds also won't be very high, and that's the thing. Okay, so look at how is at the moment the theoretical classification. Echo X-ray is still at the lead with Gold Victor and the group of the leading the main scoring. So there are the two groups. A little bit more to the east, there were a group of Spanish pilots. Bravo Mike with Miguel Monedero, and Echo X-ray Pablo Bispe and 70 Aldo. We must say that these pilots have, as always say every day, have less performance than the other ones. So bravo for them. And from here they are crossing to Ordesa. Important to say that we will take a look now that the northern part is not, you are not allowed to go there. So it's a forbidden place. So if you touch that aerial space, is now landing at this task. But the southern group there and the southern part there, you can fly from 2,100 and above, but you cannot touch a lower place. That's why the task was changed from Castillo Mayor to Escalona to a southern point, so they are not almost touching this aerial space. Okay, we are reshading the system at the moment. So at the lead it's 7-0 with Aldo Rodriguez flying IAS W20. They are passing Pollo de Ballarín through the Broto Valley. There in the middle of Broto Valley is a small outlanding field, a ULMR field with about, which is only 300 meters long. But to the south there's a bigger one called Javier. Javier is very long. It's the best outlanding field of the zone, but the problem is that the recovery through car is tricky. It's not easy. So now at this moment, some Spanish pilots are leading the group. 7-0 we saw, and also Bravo Mike with Miguel Monedero with his also flying ASW20. And Aldo is with them. Okay. Now seems that the other pilots stopped before to climb in Mondiciero, which is at the entering of Broto Valley. We must say that from now to the south and southeast, the mountains get lower through Puello de Ballarín and Comiello, and to the Fanlo Valley. And yes, that was a good thermal. They are climbing at about to 3,000 meters, while the three leading Spanish pilots are between 2,100 and 2,700. So that's why the provisional lead would be that. So I'm going to make a screen of this to save it for the Spanish pilots. Very nice for us. And we don't see at the moment, but I think you see the image of Charlie Tango of Klaus, but there were some issues with his signal, so I think he's not there really. He's with the second group. And now you can see there are two groups: the one who decided to keep on gliding to the point, and the main group who stopped to climb to the top of the ceiling. As you can see, there's a big canyon to the right, which is the Canyon of Ordesa, and which is a natural park. And they must turn south now to avoid entering this place. It's not allowed to fly there, the northern part. There are many peaks between 2,800 and 2,900. Okay. So there they are. They climb into the maximum altitude, I think, at that place. There were about almost 3,000 meters. So that's the difference between the leading group and the chasing group. So let's take a look. So José Antonio Blanco is 44 kilometers, while Max is 20 kilometers. There's some gap here. So let's take a look at the real position. provisional positions of the day. At the lead, the 3 Spanish. Okay, they're arriving to the first point. Sorry, we have some technical issues. So Pablo Bispe and the 2 other Spanish pilots just passed the first point. Meanwhile, the chasing group with India Romeo, Papa Echo, Bravo Whiskey, and well, Klaus is with them also, Charlie Tango. So effectively, there was some issue with his system. So they are arriving to the first point. And the next point is Echo, that is 70 kilometers to the left. We will see if they go straight or they go back to the main ridge. It will be interesting to see it. So turning the first point, and from there they will go to Echo. So let's take a look at the whole classification. Third position would be Aldo Rodriguez, closely followed by Bravo Mike. They are turning together, as you can see. After them already are the chasing group, all together. India Romeo, Kevin Fur, Papa Echo Wojciech, and 85 Max, and also other pilots like Serge and John Galfit and Klaus. And the situation would be this one. Just made this first point, and we will see where they are going now. Okay, they are turning the first point Escalona. So as you can see, the two legs going and coming back just pass through the southern edge of Ordesa South aerial space. They are not allowed to fly 2,100 meters below. They have to fly over that. And from there they can take two routes. The northern one going back to the main ridge that we saw it's not working pretty much, or going straight through the second and third steps. And we will see which route they are following. I think they will follow the closer to the main Jacetania Valley, but now we'll take a look at that and which decisions take each pilot. So this is the distance to the second point. So this leading group of 4 or 5 pilots, they are going all together to the next point. So that's the general situation. You can see the names of the pilots. At the lead are the leading pilots of the overall classification, and closely followed by Juliet 7 Ayala, and also Bravo Whiskey Sergio Lesey. Okay. So as you can see, they are not going to the main ridge. They are following a straight line through the third and second step. There they are, following the ridge at the lead. Let's see if the ridge works for them or not. And also let's take a look of the whole altitudes. So there's a big gap between most of them, between about, in real time, it's about 2,200 meters to 1,500 meters. So now the leading group seems stopped to climb. So there they are, that's the leading group. They stopped to climb the thermal. At the moment it doesn't seem very, very strong. They are climbing through 2,000 meters, about 59 kilometers from second turn point, which is Echo. We will see what's the top of the thermals here. And yes, we can confirm that most of the pilots are using this the straight line through the second step. Maybe someone will try the northern ridge, going back to the northern ones. We can see how the sky looks from Viesca Valley, which are going to cross again, coming from the east to the west. It's completely blue, and then we'll take a look at other web cameras to see how's the weather like. And okay, let's take a look at the whole situation. And here they are. So it seems like some pilots, they are going to the north, they're going to the main ridge in two different ways. The chasing group of Spanish pilots with Stanislav, they are deviating before. So I think they just passed through the Broto Valley, they are going back. While the leading group didn't take such a big deviation. So what the leading at this moment, in theory, is India Romeo with Kevin 4, closely followed by Wojciech, Max and John. So there is the situation, and here they are. A small group going to the north, 2,100 meters, while the leading group was more to the south and stopped to climb at the third step before the Broto Valley. The leading group stopped to climb. This one you see is the Broto Valley with the small outlanding field in the middle of there. And well, it seems a better thermal. We will see which altitude are they able to catch. And in real, these are the altitudes. You can see this group, India Romeo, they are climbing pretty good. They are already at 2,600 meters, while the group that is arriving to the main ridge is a little bit lower. It's about 2,300. Okay, now we can see a view where you can see more the altitude of the ridges and the difference. So look at the leading group, stop there to the south, while the other group, 707 Alpha Julia 7, Sierra and Bravo Mike, although they are lower, but they are trying to arrive to the main ridge, if not to the Sierra south of it. Okay, but the interesting thing is, and the important point is that the leading group is having, I think, the best thermal of the day. So we can see now points of 3, 4, 4.5 meters per second. That's the best thermal. Look at the altitude. They are climbing 2,700, while the group that went to the north is about 300-400 meters lower. Okay, they are climbing very, very well, and it could be interesting to see how strong is the thermal that the northern group will take. Okay, so look. 3.8, 4.7, very, very good thermal. I think is the best thermal of the day at this moment. So I will think they will climb to the top, and maybe if they arrive to the top, maybe they don't have to go to the higher ridge, to the north. So they should use a smaller deviation. Okay, so they managed to climb the leading group. That look at how there are two completely different paths, and they are about 200 meters higher than the northern group, the media deviation. So, for example, 85 or Yankee Oscar 2800, and in the northern group, Juliet 7 and 70 between 27 and 25. So now it's the race. Very, very interesting. Okay, they are climbing to the top, as you can see. The strength of the thermal is lower and lower. So I think they will leave the thermal in some seconds. Yes, they are doing that. They are doing. So now in theory they should accelerate. So it's usual after you climb in thermal, depending of the glider, from 90 kilometers per hour to 120. When they leave the thermal, as there's a lot of sink after it, you should accelerate to pass the sink as soon as you can, as fast as you can. And here they are. So look at how they are running a lot. And let's take a general view. So at the south, this group, and to the north, the group of Ayala and Bravo Mite and Juliet 7, all going fast. And back after them is Pablo Bispe. Pablo Bispe is about 1,300 meters. He's low. He's struggling to climb. We are no problem because he's very close to Javier landing place. And Tango Fox, that's it, Mateusz Kruzinski, the Polish pilot, who is about 1,700 meters. And now he's following the ridge to the northern point. Also important to say that yesterday was a small mistake. I must say that Ayala Trulov is from Great Britain, not from France. Sorry, Ayala. Okay, the leading group going really, really fast. Look at them. This leading group is big. It's formed by Papa Echo, Wojciech Domanski, Yankee Oscar, John Gatfield, India Romeo, Kevin 4 and 85. Maximilian Size. Now they are a little bit more to the north. We will see if they are able, or the northern group is able to join them. We don't know. Look at how far they are going. I think they are going to the main ridge because they are higher than the previous leg. So maybe they can just go over the tops and go really fast. Look at that. 200 kilometers. And let's take a look at the distance to the next point. So the leading group is 48 kilometers from the first point. We must remember that this leg, it was 78, so they still haven't made half of this leg. So I think they are using a mix of the two options we were talking about. So first they took through the south, even though some pilots like Ayala or Aldo and Carlos went to the north, and then just entering the Broto Valley, the leading group catched a very good thermal, and then went to the north, and some kind they are joining them. So they are following the ridge. They are passing Yesero and going to pass the Viescas Valley. They are lowering their speed. Maybe they... Yes, they are climbing a little bit. We don't know if it's on the ridge or they are going to climb the thermal. So this is the whole situation. As you see, some pilots are going to the main ridge, Juliet 7 Ayala, 2,500, while Aldo is a little bit lower, 2,300. We will see if they are able to get some dynamic fly there. And in the meantime, the leading group crossing Viescas Valley, and they will arrive to the other part of the lake. Okay, back to the broadcasting. Here you can see the situation. So unfortunately, Echo X-Ray and Tango Fox they are far away and really low. And at the lead, you can see the pilots flying between 2,400 and 2,900. Just crossed the Viescas Valley, and this would be the theoretical situation, the theoretical scoring for today. So at the lead is Wojciech Domanski, very well done for Wojciech, with India Romeo Kevin, 85 Maximilian Sais, and Yankee Oscar John Gatfield. Okay, that's the leading group, and there are the chasing group. Really are two chasing groups, one to the north and one to the south. Now we are arriving to Collarada Mountain. This is the leading group. They are between 2,500 meters of altitude and 25 kilometers from the second point. So let's take a look at the gap of altitudes. They still haven't made half of the race. So now they are between 2,700 and 2,000 meters. I think the reach is not working quite well for dynamic flight, although they are for sure there are thermals being triggered there. So they are passing Collarada Mountain, and here you can see the three leading pilots. Well, in fact, also with them is there are 4 of them. So this India Romeo, Papa Echo, 85 and they are crossing now the valley, and there you can see the Canfranc Estación, which is an international railway station. Has been rehabilitated into a luxury hotel, and it's a very nice place to go and to very good gastronomy. So here they are crossing the valley. And you see the leading group, 2,500 meters. So I think they stopped to climb just at the end of the Sierra. Let's see if it's good or not. And well, I don't think they are climbing. I don't think so. So Max is leaving. And I don't know if Kevin has a positive barrier, but I think it's not good. Let's take a look at the speed. No, I think all are leaving. They all are leaving and going together. And here to the left of your screen, you can see Canfranc with all the railways. And with them, although you cannot see, with them is Yankee Oscar, John Gatfield. Now at the moment we don't have any signal. And John is deviating to the south. We will see what movement he will do. He's deviating to the south, I think, to the Blancas mountain. And to the north, they are going to the Aspe mountain. And there's the Candanchu ski station also. Okay, here you see the movement that Max has done. Max has gone to the south to the Blancas mountain, while the other three have gone to the Aspe, and we will see who has the better conditions. So Max is going in a more straightened way, while the other ones are making a detour to the main ridge. Maybe 7-0 Aldo is going to join Max, although I think they have the similar altitude, about 2,100 meters, 2,200. It's important to say that Blancas, it's 2,200 meters, and the chasing group of Sierra, Juliet 7, and Bravo Mike, they are also starting to cross the Canfranc Valley. There are Jose Antonio Blanco and Ayala crossing the Viescas and Villanueva Valley. They are just passing Punta Collarada. Peña Collarada is 2,800 meters. And at the moment, the pilots doesn't seem they find anything to climb. So here they are. Kevin is 200 meters higher than Max, and also Wojciech has the same. So maybe Kevin will stop to climb. Okay, that's the situation. 85 with India Romeo and Papa Echo Wojciech. So it seems that yes, Kevin stopped to climb with Wojciech, and Max is climbing to the south. There's a difference of about, I don't know, about 200 meters. They are not climbing pretty well. Max is struggling to climb. We will see if he will keep on climbing, or maybe he will go the tour to find something better. Still the difference of 200 meters. And this should be the situation at the moment. Well, Aldo is at the lead, although Aldo is much lower. Aldo is about 1,900 meters. We will see if he's able to climb. And pretty followed by Max, Wojciech and John. Okay. So it seems now the thermal that Kevin got is getting stronger. It seems it doesn't work a lot, but now is between 2.5 and 2 meters per second. Good. Wojciech Domanski is with him. Wojciech is flying Ventus 2A. And yes, I think Max is going to join them. Now there's a difference of 400 meters. So at this moment, Kevin made the right decision. So I don't think if Max is going with them. No, I think he didn't even try. And he's going further following the leg. Okay. We must say that with them, we don't see him, but it's John Gatfield. And from the back, Ayala Trulov and Jose Antonio Blanco, they are going to catch them. So this is the situation again. We're putting it because we are having some issues with the 3D, and we can see that the following group is a little bit closer, I think, and they are already going to the second point, Hecho. Here you can see the distance to the second point of Hecho. So now they are leaving the main ridge and turning to the left, turning south to the southwest to arrive to the second point. To the second point of Hecho, you can see there's a difference in this leading group of about only 500 meters between Kevin Ford, the leading pilot, and Wojciech is the third. As you can see here very clearly how they follow the ridge. Let's take a look at their altitude. And Kevin seemed he stopped to climb. We will see how good is it. Max also stop and also Wojciech. Now, but the thing is, John is in front of them. And with a similar altitude. So the interesting thing will be that usually using the ridge, I think the about 8-9 pilots they have almost joined together. Look at how Gold Victor, Jose Antonio Blanco with Discus, a glider with much less performance than the ones you are seeing. So he's doing great with real distance, real time. He's there with the leading group. That's fantastic work for Jose Antonio Blanco. And I think, let's see if there are other pilots arriving. There should be. And well, it was not very good. So Max is leaving. Kevin also, remember, so the difference of about 500 meters is still the same between Kevin and Max. So I think at the moment India Romeo is in very, very good position with John. That John is at the lead of them. And now they are leaving the ridge, going to the second point. That's in the Echo Valley. Echo Valley is a very, very nice valley with very interesting gastronomical restaurants to go. And the ones who catched the main group, Ayala with Juliet 7 and Gold Victor, they tried to climb, but I think there was nothing interesting. Look at the variometer. And that's the thing. So Kevin with John at the lead. And now Papa Echo was with the leading group. And he got a little bit back. There's a difference of about 3 kilometers at the moment. Okay, they are arriving to Echo Valley. Here there are very some interesting activities and places to go. One of them is the monastery of San Pedro de Sirresa, where the Aragon Kingdom was created, was born. It's a very nice place, a Romanic monastery. And back to the race. We will see which path do they turn. Do they use? So the third leg, they are going through to Echo to the landable place of Javierre. And you can see the 2 or 3 options. The one would be going to the main ridge, which is the dotted black line. The other one should be a little bit more to the south through the third step with the yellow one. They could use a mix. They could use a jump to the third and then to the main ridge, to the main Pyrenees. And the other one could be going straight through the first step, almost through the Jacetania Valley from west to east, although I don't think they are not using it. So let's take a look of how they will do. It's very interesting that they turn the Echo point not very high. So it's important because I think they will go to the north to get higher. Okay, so the group was joined by Charlie Tango, Klaus Kalmbach, and they are climbing pretty good. There will be some pilots. It will be a important group of pilots. So there are Kevin, Papa Echo, also joining the pilots who catch them. and the altitude is very important. So at the leading group, Kevin and Klaus have about 2,500, 2,600, while Wojciech, John were about a little bit lower. But there they are, most of them climbing. So they just crossed the Canfranc Valley and they are passing Peña Collarada. I think they are higher than when they passed before, so the reach should work a little bit more better. But as we explained before, a little bit irregular because there's not enough wind for it to work completely. But you know, there's sometimes it's negative, sometimes it's positive, depends on. So at the moment, the leading group is formed by India Romeo, Kevin Ford, Yankee Oscar, John Gatfield, 85, who is Maximilian Seitz, and Sierra, who is Stanislav. Stanislav got back to the race. He was a little bit back, although I think he's much lower than the others. So it's interesting because there's an important some difference of altitude between them. And but you can see that only 3-4 kilometers after them there are some chasers with Papa Echo Wojciech and Juliet 7 Ayala. So look how they are. Okay, I think they are going to stop to climb 2 meters per second. We will see. Remember that with them is John Gatfield. Yankee Oscar is with them. No, they are following the line. They are passing Peñatelera at this moment. Going to pass Peñatelera. And let's take a look of how many kilometers they still have to do. So at the moment, the leading group has between 102 kilometers, so it gives you an idea of how the race is taking place. Remember that with them is John Gatfield, although at the moment we don't have any signal. And these are the speeds. Okay, this is the actual situation, and as you can see, all of them, because they climbed a lot after touching second point of Echo, everybody climbed to the highest mountain, Sierra, to the highest Pyrenees, and Stanislav at the leading, although Stanislav is much lower, about 2,100 meters. And you see the following group. We will see if they follow the main ridge or deviate to the south. Remember that, take a look at how they are deviating to the north. So instead of going straight, they went to their left, to the northern ridge. They following the northern ridge, but they must go down in a southern place, in a southern waypoint, sorry, southern than the previous one. Okay, this should be the theoretical situation. So Stanislav Biela kept on alone, while I think the leading group, the rest of the leading group plus the other chasers are rejoining in a thermal. So Stanislav at the lead, followed by Wojciech. So completely Polish leading at the moment, with Klaus Kamba, Bravo Mike, and Yankee Oscar. So we're right joining together. So there they are. We will see to which altitude they managed to climb. So about 92 kilometers left. We must remember that the finish line, although the airfield is situated at 685 kilometers, the minimum altitude at the finish line is 1,000 meters. And so at the moment they have about 1,600 meters of altitude of energy. And let's take a look also to the goal arrival height. It seems that it's not enough, of course, but look at how it is decreasing because they are climbing pretty fast. It's a good thermal between 2.5 or 4 meters per second. I think at the moment is the most disputed race, although Stanislav is going in his own way. And now you can see here how the top climbers are Ayala, Mati, that is not at the leading group, and Kevin. So they just regained already about 500 meters of energy. They are climbing pretty fast. The question is, as they will go on some place on dynamic, and also following the reaches of the third and second step, if this number will arrive to zero. I don't think so, because I think they will leave before. But there's a possibility that this is the last thermal they catch. Now they are about 90, yes, it's a lot. Sorry, maybe I was wrong, 100 kilometers. But remember that they can go on dynamic much time. So that's altitude, arriving to 3,000 meters. Maximilian regained the difference of altitude that Kevin got with him. Remember that 20 kilometers before, there was a difference of about 400 meters. And well, they are all joining up. There's a group of 5 or 6. And now, okay, you must look at the third black line. That is the leg. That's where they should go. So look at your screen. They should go to turn point number 3, E11 Javier. So there are two options. They can keep on going through the ridge, but it's a very huge deviation, or follow the other ridges that are not so high. So Bravo Whiskey and India Romeo seems to take the northern route, while the other ones are leaving the main ridge and going through the southern sierra. Okay, you can see the race in real time. Stanislav is at the lead, but he's a little bit low. He's 2,000 meters. Maybe he stopped to climb. And the chasing group, remember that Stanislav went alone, is higher, is about 800 meters higher. And at the moment, the leader would be Stanislav, followed by John, Max, and Ayala. Well done for Ayala. Ayala is again with the leading group. Interesting movement. India Romeo Kevin Ford is going to the north, following the main ridge, so taking the bigger detour, while the others are going south to the third step, as you can see clearly. And I think one or two Spanish pilots are going through the middle. You can see Bravo Whiskey, and with him is 70, who is Aldo Rodriguez. Okay. So the leader now, Stanislav, is 18 kilometers from the third point, while the other one, the three chasers, are 10 kilometers further. So interesting, because it seems now that Stanislav stopped to climb. He had to climb. He was really low. Here you can see the altitude, the difference of altitude. And if Stanislav manages to climb fast, he could rejoin the leading group. But he must climb, otherwise he would be in problems. So this is the point of view. Stanislav going south, following the ridge, and to your left, to the left of your screen, is the group that is higher. It's between 2,400 and 2,600. Okay, that could be the scoring of today. Stanislav is still at the lead, while Max and John went apart from Wojciech. And interesting that India Romeo, look at India Romeo, who was the leader, is now at the main ridge. You can see at the moment is not at the theoretical scoring group, and you can see that the group are completely separating, taking different detours, different routes to the third point of Javierre. Here you can see better. So Stanislav is about 2,800 meters, while to his left is Yankee Oscar, which is about 600 meters higher, and 85 max is as some kind of same altitude like John. Okay, but look at the difference of path that they took. The higher one is India Romeo. You can see that went over Pico Tendeñera, gaining altitude. So look how he is flying over the ridge, completely over the ridge, not without falling, and now stopping to climb. So look at the goal arrival height. Very interesting to see the difference between Kevin and, for example, Maximilian. So even though India Romeo is very far from the north, he's climbing well. So look, there's a difference of about 200 meters, something like that. And their altitude is 2,800 meters. And now, as you can see, Kevin is starting to run. I think he will keep on the main ridge and then will turn south. Look at the different speeds they are having. So at the moment, Kevin and Max have almost similar energy to arrive. And in the meantime, I don't think it's Stanislav is climbing or not. I think he's not climbing at the moment. He's only about 1,800 meters. Well, he has no problems to land because he is in local of Javier landing place, you can see on the south. Now it seems he is stopped to climb about 1 meter, 2 meters per second. As you can see, it's a slope with the face facing south to the sun. So that group has separated and everybody's flying his own way. So I think now John is running very fast, closely followed by Ayala. Interesting. Ayala is about 70 meters higher than John. So now they are taking their own decisions about when to thermal or take the last thermal. But from now on, the important thing is the distance to the goal, because Stanislav is only 7 kilometers from the turn point number 3 of Javier, while Maximilian is 12 and Kevin, coming from the north, look at Kevin, is 14. So this is the situation of the pilots. and especially these are the speeds. Interesting to see how Max is accelerating. Also Wojciech coming from behind. And now clearly you can see that the difference of 4 kilometers between the leading pilot, who is Stanislav, although he's much lower. 5 kilometers to Max. Max only 2 kilometers from Kevin. So a couple of kilometers of difference between all of them. And let's take a look at the energy. So at the moment, even though Wojciech overpassed them, but pretty close with Kevin and Max. So these three pilots at the moment have the similar energy to arrive. We must remember also, we don't see him, but also always John Gatfield is there. So you here have a photo with all the pilots. So John got a southern route, even though going southern than the waypoint itself, and the altitudes. Okay, now Kevin 4 is about 3,000 meters. He stopped to climb again, and Stanislav at the moment is not climbing anymore. 1,600 meters, and there's a list of pilots all going about 1 kilometer between each one to this point. Okay, and in the meantime some Spanish pilots have been left behind, 7 Alpha and Echo X-Ray, but with the leading group is 7-0, who is Aldo Rodriguez, and chasing them is José Antonio Blanco. So some pilots stopped to climb before Javier. Kevin is coming, also climbing alone to the north in Pollo de Ballarín, to the east of Broto. You can see that Ayala is climbing with Max, and joining them is Papa Echo Wojciech and Bravo Whiskey Sergio Lesey. Okay, now they are passing the Ara River, which is the only river of the Pyrenees without any dam, that is completely free from the snow at the mountains to arrive to the sea. So it's completely virgin and with no dams. So this is the situation. Stanislav at the lead, but very low, with Yankee Oscar, and they already passed the third point of Javier. So from there will go to the west, to the Jacetania Valley. This is the situation. and these are their altitudes. So Stanislav is about 1,500 meters, followed by Yankee Oscar 2,100. So you can see Stanislav is 600 meters lower than everybody. And interesting to see how the pilots left their thermals are going to the third point. So these are the distance to arrive to the goal. Stanislav is 8 kilometers in front of the others, but very low. Remember, it's only he's 500 or 700 meters lower than the others. And they have about 50. The next leg is 56 kilometers to the finish reporting point, and then to the end, Santa Cilia. So they touched the southeastern point of Javierre, and they should have two different ways of going. One straight, passing over Oturia and then to the southern reach of Jacetania Valley, or the other is going a little bit to the north to jump through the first or second step. We will see what they do. So there they are. That's the altitude they still need in theory to arrive to the goal. Although remember that it can fly over the ridge and they can go without losing altitude. So India Romeo is going pretty fast, 212 kilometers per hour, while Wojciech and Max, they are going a little bit lower. As a curiosity, to the just some meters from the point of turning point 3 E11 Javierre, which is also an landing field, you can see clearly. To the east there's a small village called Janovas that there were people living there, but they were forced to leave their village because there was a dam to be done there, to be constructed. But finally it didn't went on. So the dam was cancelled, and this was the state some years ago, and now they are reconstructing the village for the people to live there again. It's a very curious situation. So now look at the arrival height of everybody. Look at how they are going to the ridge, to find the ridge. So Stanislav is about 1,400 meters. Is the lower one with Aldo. John Gatfield is also low, 1,800, but they could go over the ridge. You will see clearly now. They could go over this ridge straight to through the south of Jacetania Valley. So this is the situation at the moment. So you can see there's a difference between Max and Wojciech of about 4 kilometers, although they have the same altitude. And very interesting to see the difference between these two French pilots, Kevin and Max. So the difference of 4 kilometers, but Kevin has about 250 meters over Max. Look at how Max is going a little bit slower. Well, it's the other side. So it's Kevin that is going faster than the other pilots. And look at the ridge and how they are going. So here they are, India Romeo, Kevin Fur, Papa Echo, Wojciech, 85, Maximilian, and also with them Yankee Oscar, who is John Gatfield. Look at the altitudes. You don't see him but at the screen, but John Gatfield is about 2,200 meters at the moment. So he is in front of India Romeo. And you can see clearly how they are following the ridge. They are following the orography. This is the situation. The four pilots leading with Aya almost catching them. Maybe she will be able to catch Wojciech. And the following group, Serge Lesay is going to arrive to Javierre with two Spanish pilots, Gold Victor and Bravo Mike. So at the moment this could be the situation. With Stanislav is climbing a little bit. You can see his path here. And Yankee Oscar is following him. Pretty close, his energy, followed by Max, Kevin, Wojciech and Ayala. Important to see the altitudes, take a look at that. So Stanislav still 1,100 meters, so it's a huge difference. I think Stanislav will lose the lead he has. He must climb there. And joint went on. We will see if he's enough to arrive to the finish line. So Kevin stopped to climb, and I think maybe Max will join him, also coming from the Papa Echo. So this is the important thing, the goal arrival height and the distance left to the arrival. So this is the distance to goal, and although Stanislav is the closest one, he must climb now. So now he's not at the lead. He must stop. And Ayala is coming from the back to catch Wojciech. And India Romeo. Now John has appeared. Fantastic at our screen finally. And in theory, the energy is this one. This is the most important thing at this moment. Kevin at the lead, but with Max, they are wing to wing, and followed by Ayala, who is about 100 meters back. Now Ayala started to climb, so if it's a very good climb, he could climb here some meters and push much more than the front pilots. If not, he could leave the opportunity to catch them. Okay. But anyway, so there's a place with good thermals because also Max and Kevin stopped to climb there. Wojciech also, so I think this ridge is working pretty well. Look at how they stop in different places, but everybody stopped to climb. And this should, I think it must be a very strong thermal because although Kevin has the altitude, he's still climbing. So I think they will do a very long and especially fast glide. Okay, 3 meters per second. Wojciech left his one and maybe thought that one was better that he's going to join. And Ayala is climbing his own thermal. So the numbers said that Kevin is climbing a little bit faster than Max. Look at how it's difference of about 100 meters of energy, of altitude. So now they are all thermaling over Sierra de Cancias, and to the south is the Yebra Valley. Okay, Ayala is still climbing. Look at the goal arrival height. It will change because they are pretty close, but when you run so fast, there's always you burn the altitude you gain very, very fast. So we will see. Let's see at what speeds they are traveling at the moment. So at the moment there are the two French pilots, Kevin and Max, and also John is with them. This is the situation. Johnny is the pilot closest to the finish line, although he is about 200-250 meters lower than Max and Kevin. Kevin is 120 meters higher than Max, so has some energy. And after them is Ayala. Ayala climbed a lot. He's almost 1,000 meters higher. I don't know if the difference of speed will be enough for Ayala to catch them. We will see. There's a difference of 10.5 kilometers, which I think is too much. Maybe Ayala I think hasn't flown him before, so these are her first flights here over Pyrenees, over Jaca zone. And look how, in theory, Ayala should have more altitude than the others. But take a look at how close they are to finish line. So there they are. John at the lead. He has an advantage of about 5-6 kilometers. Let's look at the speed of their speed, how fast they are going. I don't know if Max and Kevin will be able to catch him. About almost 6 kilometers of difference. Look at how the two French pilots are going, about 20-30 kilometers faster than John. And look how they are going to follow the ridge. So finally they taken the northern route, not the southern route. It seems that it's working better. The difference is not decreasing. 6 kilometers. I think John will arrive just to the point of the last meter of altitude. I think John will go to that ridge to gain some energy while he cruises to the reporting point. Difference is still 6.5 kilometers, while Ayala is 12 kilometers from Kevin and Max, far away. He had a lot of altitude. I think maybe he will have much altitude to spare. Yes, Ayala is very, very high. And I think she won't be able to catch them. And after her, Wojciech is only 4 kilometers from her. So Stanislav, unfortunately, is apart. He couldn't climb. He's only 1,500 meters. He climbed 200 meters, but it's not enough. So look at the speeds. Here it is the thing. 40 kilometers of difference. So the question is, will they be able to catch John? That's the Greek question. So now the winning of the day is between these three pilots. Let's take a look at the altitude to see the difference between Max and Kevin. So Kevin has about 100 meters more. So in theory he could push a little bit more. We will see. Now the difference, so just passed from 6.5 to about 5 kilometers. And there's a difference of 50 kilometers of speed. That's very, very interesting. And the energy, let's take a look at the energy. So apart from Ayala and Wojciech and Sergio, who are after them, they are have a more comfortable altitude. So John and Kevin, they have almost the same, while Max has about 60 or 80 meters less. Here you have it to take a look. And the distance to goal. So look at how are relying on the ridge, taking the main advantage they can from this ridge. So now John is slower. Maybe he has find some, not thermal, but some energy, and maybe he stops a little bit. He flies slow, so the airline stays more time in the climbing air. Now a difference of less than 4 kilometers. John is going slow for what should be a final glide. So it's not a normal speed for a final glide with these gliders. It should be going really fast, but I think they didn't want to catch any thermal mode, but just go over the ridge, taking advantage of the energy and the small wind they can find. So now it's less than 4 kilometers. And remember, minimum altitude over finish line is 1,000 meters. And now John pushed a little bit more. This is the arrival altitude, the energy. So between Kevin and Max is a difference of 50 meters, and Max is almost like John, though it's completely equal. Now John accelerated a little bit. Now the distance is it remains the same. It's possible that John is able to win, to arrive to the finish line before. So still 4 kilometers. In fact, John regained half kilometer more. So the signal appeared of Klaus Kalmbach. Klaus at the moment is 4th. He's going after India Romeo and 85, but it's much lower. It's 1,300 meters. Interesting, very interesting to see what happens. And now for the last time until we arrive to the finish. That's the general view. Yankee with Max, Kevin, and after them Klaus, followed by 7-0 Aldo with Juliet 7 Ayala, and after them is Bravo Whiskey Sergio and Papa Echo Wojciech. Okay. The difference is again 4 kilometers. So still the big question if the French couple will be able to arrive to John. Difference of 4 kilometers. Same speed. Max is about 800 meters in front of Kevin, but I don't know. We don't know the altitude. There's still a difference of 8 meters to Kevin, so Kevin could push a little bit more. We will see. Now Max is accelerating, and John is going to make the reporting point. Okay, similar speed. It doesn't seem they are going to catch John. Although I think John is pretty at the limit of 1,000 meters. Very interesting. John knows perfectly that he should not make a penalty. He knows perfectly, but he's at the limit of the finishing altitude. Now Max and Kevin pushing a little bit. I don't think they will be able to catch John. So John making the reporting point. Interesting to see the altitude. So John has only about 4 kilometers left, with only about 90 meters to spare. I think so. I think John will make the day. He will be the winner. And interesting to see what happens between the two French pilots, between Kevin and Max. Max is at lead at the moment with about 1.2 kilometers. About 1.2 kilometers of difference. That's the situation. So John is only 2 kilometers. Look at the speed. He's not running a lot because he must regain the altitude. And now you can see, well, John won and he has landed. As you can see, there's a delay of about 1 kilometer, one minute of delay between the real time and the systems you are looking, the rendering of the data. And we will see who will be the second. So John passing the finish line. Okay, congratulations to John. And let's see how Max and Kevin are doing. There's a difference of 1 kilometer, very interesting. So Kevin is pushing on Max. Will he be able to catch him? It's a difference of 1 kilometer, but only 2 to arrive. Now less than 1 kilometer, but I think the speed difference is not enough for them. Only 600 meters, but I think Max anyway will arrive before Kevin. There's a difference of only 300 meters, but anyway I think Max will be the second and India Romeo will be the third. Fourth position coming Klaus Kahnbach with his GS3. closely followed by Bravo Mike, who is Miguel Monedero, and Juliet 7, who is Ayala Trulov. And if we look at now between the fourth and fifth, there's a race between Bravo Mike and Charlie Tango. I think Bravo Mike overpassed Charlie Tango because I think Klaus was lower than Miguel Monedero. And we are going to leave it here. Thank you for following us. We want to thank you, Brian Spragley, Benjamin Negle, Claire Elliott, Sebastian, Alexander, Antoine and Angel Casado. And here at the outfield, thank you Sergio and Conrado for managing co-broadcasting and videos and photos. David Mayra and Luis Ferreira, the towing pilots, Paula, Fernando and Roberto, and also to Adolfo always helping, and Juanma. So thank you everybody. Stay tuned. See you tomorrow.
Thank